Hi, everyone. I'm Allie Diamond. I work as a software engineer at a 5,000 person company by day, but at night, I am a cybersecurity enthusiast and blend my passion for the two fields through content creation and memes. Today, I'm here to repent for my sins and ask for forgiveness. I am a software engineer and I have to make bad cybersecurity decisions. Oh my God, this is so awkward. Sorry. Isn't that John Hammond, keynote speaker of this exact conference? That's crazy. Anyways, I'll use this slide to give some preface that I'm going to talk about some personal experiences regarding coding and cybersecurity. I will not tell you where I work and ask that you please do not go out of your way to find out where I work. Thank you so much for your respect. The next slide is a lot, so let's jump into some of the bad decisions I've had to make as a software engineer. We, not just the cybersecurity teams, need to be better at setting up engineers for cybersecurity success. As an engineer, I'm allowed to say this. Software engineers make dumb decisions. Why? We're trained to code, not think about security. Even basic tutorials often teach bad security habits like hard coding environment variables without any warnings. Engineers are pressured to move fast with little time to consider security risks. If bad tests and inputs generated by engineers slip through, vulnerabilities still remain. We also freely use open source tools and random code from websites like Stack Overflow and GitHub, both susceptible to social engineering attacks. Data poisoning can cause AI tools used by developers to convince them to integrate vulnerable code. Even VS Code extensions are starting to be used as a part of attack chains. Over the years, we've seen a huge increase in cybersecurity attacks that target developers, not just projects. These project attacks the local systems, not your deployments. I wonder, when seeing how easy my peers download new packages, where is their heavy sense of skepticism? But I actually don't think it's fair to expect engineers to have a heavy sense of skepticism in the way that we do, the more security minded. We, the engineers, are pressured to move fast. They need to get the work done. Ask yourself how you are communicating security risks. Many companies, including mine, offer operational security training, but practical coding security training is lacking. Make sure your developers clearly understand the types of attacks they can face regularly as engineers, not just as employees. Credentials. Safe credentials for engineers are an easy win for your security teams. Give engineers a credential storing system, one that is easy to use, and make it easy to share credentials. Yes, many companies use Okta and the like for SSO options, which is great. It takes away a lot of the need for storing individual passwords. At the company I'm at, though, there are actually two Okta versions we have to rotate through. Each has access to different programs. In addition, there are some tools we use as a company that aren't integrated into the Okta system. I understand the separation of my job versus personal. While I do use my own password manager, I personally will not put any work credentials into my personal password manager. If I'm not given a password manager, it's not going on in mine and it's going on a post-it note in the back of a notebook, the URLs, usernames, passwords, and all. In addition, make it easy and make it as easy as possible to want to use complex passwords. At my company, I have to re-sign into Okta every 20 hours, meaning every time I need to use anything that involves being signed in, I basically have to sign into Okta again and again and again. The team at Kaspersky published a blog post on June 18th, 2024, talking about the speed of password cracking. Only 23% of the passwords they analyzed were considered resistant, but 57% of them contained dictionary words. If I, as a developer, have to sign in to the system at a high frequency, do you think that I'm most likely going to want to use the password that looks like this? A password with high randomness? Or a password that looks like this? Be reasonable with passwords and give engineers the tools they need to be safe with them. Make information accessible. I'll be honest, I have no idea who to go to at my current company for a cybersecurity question or a general security question. For example of this, my company does handle financial transactions as I do work in fintech. Please hold off your booze. Recently, a coworker of mine visited a known US foreign adversary state renowned for their high surveillance and aggressive monitoring. They brought their work computer as well as use our company messaging platform during the trip. Another time, I realized that a major package we were using for connecting to a vendor was actually a third party package that was several years out of date, and the vendor had released their own library. Taking initiative, I wanted to upgrade the package, so I asked my manager the process for getting new packages approved. I think I was the first engineer to ask that question because he didn't know the answer. I don't think anyone knew the answer. I tried to find answers for both of these cybersecurity focused experiences, but could not find clear answers. Information was too dispersed across too many platforms. I couldn't find a proper liaison or point person for cybersecurity questions, so I didn't know what to do. In my mind, as an engineer, there are three kinds of technology focused security that I'm generally aware of: hardware security, vendor software security, and coding security. IT handles a lot of the hardware and software security. Specifically, at my company, IT has been outsourced to another country, and employees' only form of contact is via a phone hotline. But who at the company do I ask about coding security and best practices? Who do I ask about coding best practices when handling new inputs? Obviously, being asked to handle coding related cybersecurity questions is a huge request from already overextended cybersecurity teams working at large companies. But why can I not even find a point of contact for a cybersecurity related question? But why is information about these best practices so hard to find as an engineer? To be honest, I don't know what the best security practices are. Even for general security questions, I've struggled to find straightforward answers. Bureaucracy is obviously a huge issue at large companies, but making sure that engineers have an easily accessible handbook of quick facts and information, as well as know who they can reach out to in order to ask cybersecurity related questions, is critical and important. Ooh, there we go. Make sure engineers have easy access to important information and know who to talk to. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you walked away with learning something. If you want to ask me any questions, you can find me online at Ending with Ali on everything, including Minecraft. So be sure to follow me if you enjoyed this talk.